Yo, 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 yo. What's the deal? What's the deal? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Good people, peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Happy Monday. We're back again. Another week, another episode. SRDaily is going down. I'm ready. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Let's get this one up and running. You know what I mean? We here. Another Monday, another week, 134 SRDaily. Up late, long night, a long weekend. I don't know what's my stuff that you gotta give me. Here we go. What's going on? Happy Monday. Mindful Miraculous Monday. Happy July 6th. It is. We are moving moving further and further into the month. That is what happens as time goes on. Time does just go on, and time is still going, man. We're still here. Whew, what a weekend. I'm currently nursing a hurt knee. Right, currently nursing a hurt knee. Long hike Saturday, hike Friday and Saturday. Friday, hike through Brooklyn, selling juice. Saturday, hike upstate. Just a hike, right? But yeah, man, right? 42 ain't 32. Yeah, some stuff happened. My knee is hurting all day yesterday and now today. All right, was a lot better today than it was yesterday. Right, it's gonna keep getting better. Right, I've experienced pains before. I didn't charge my laptop. Got 10% left. Got a charger over here though. Give me a moment. Let me grab this charger. Plug this laptop in so it don't die on us. Give me a moment, guys. Good thing I wasn't naked on the bottom. You know what I mean? Charger plugged in. Boom, bap. There we go. Now we in business. Now we are in business. Miss Juicy live. Tuned in live on TikTok. Yo, listen, something else happened epic this weekend, right? So a couple years ago, I met this brother from Kenya, right? We first met online on Zoom. Mutual friend. Mutual comrade was working on some stuff, man. He was working with her. I was working with her on some stuff, and she called the meeting, and both of us were on the meeting, and we connected. This brother from Kenya, dope brother, man, doing some dope things, right? And he came to America for the first time. He came to America, to the UN, came to America to the UN for the General Assembly, and he had some other stuff going on. And we met in person, and good time, good vibes, man. We hit it off, good brother. We had great conversation, laughs, and just he was, it was dope. So I don't know what I was gonna say, but it was good energy, and we stayed in touch, and we would check in every now and then. And this is maybe 3 years ago, right? I think about 3 years ago or so, 2-3 years ago, 2024 maybe, and he's coming back to America for some other shit he's working on. Hit me up a couple months ago. I was like, yo, I'm coming to America in July. Got this thing at the UN. I'm looking for some people, and I was able to connect him with some people that he was looking for specifically. And then he was like, yo, he asked me to host him, all right? And I'm like, damn, where I'm at, right? We don't got the same setup, not the space as where I was before, right? When I had space. I would absolutely hosted the brother because in that crib I had extra room, right? Since my children weren't there, come through, host. You sleep, right? Crib, you don't worry about nothing. It got you. But that's not the same. All right, things changed since then. But I was able to reach out to another brother and connecting with him. And the other brother, who's a dear brother of mine as well, is hosting him. And that's super dope, man. And I love that we do that for each other as Black people, as descendants of Africa, as Africans, right? That brother or sister is like, yo, I need a space. I need, I'm coming to your country and I need a place to stay, right? My resources are not, number one, right? So it's two things. Is one is if your resources are not allowing you to stay in a hotel, Airbnb, all of that shit, and it's like, I don't want to stay there, right? Either or, both. All right. I think it's always just obviously hotel. If you had a hotel, you'd be by yourself, right? For the most part. If you came by yourself, you'd be by yourself. That's cool. You may not want that. Everybody don't want that. Some people do want that. Some people travel like, yo, listen, I'm gonna be out. I got work to do. I'm gonna be talking to people. I want to go sleep by myself, be in the room, in the apartment, in the hotel, Airbnb by myself. That's cool. But I think it's so dope, man, when you have the spirit, you have the personality to be around others, and you can go to another country and like be hosted by somebody from that country. That shit is dope. Like that's what I want. When I travel to, like, I haven't been out the country, and I know people get clowned for this shit. Like, yo, they don't got the country. You did, bitch, shut up. I ain't been out the country since I was a kid, right? And it's okay. Like, I have a full life and a blessed life and a beautiful life, right? People make, the people who travel often, some people, not everybody, of course. There are people who travel often who talk down on people who don't travel, who talk down on people who leave the country, talk down on people who don't leave the country, who just travel through America, Miami, LA, Texas, whatever, New Orleans, Georgia. Like, they make fun of people. Shit is crazy. The classism, the travelism, the shit is wild. And I cannot wait to travel, right? Because I do want to travel. I am going to travel out the country. And I know once I start, right, once things align, I'm able to actually make all of that shit happen. It's not going to stop because we are building a whole world, right? And so, yeah, it's purpose behind this shit. So we're going to start getting that together end of this year, early next year, man. Start leaving the country. And can't wait to hit Africa first. I know a lot of people when they travel want to go to other places and go this place and that place. I want to go to Africa, man. I want to go to all those places too, but I want to go to Africa first. Anyway, we got a show to do, right? I'm grateful that the brother made it safely. He's safely in America, safely being hosted, right, by my beloved brother. And I am grateful and excited and happy that was able to work out, because I definitely would have hosted the brother if I had the space still. All right. But anyway, listen, we got a show to do. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Marston. You're tuned in to episode 664 of SRDaily. This is week 134. 36 episodes left, man, to our next milestone, our next and final milestone, episode 700. We are going to start with the first segment today. Today is July 6th, Monday, July 6th, 2026, 6/7/6/7/6/7/6/26. All right, we're gonna start with our first segment. Is word of the day. Today's word is a word that Kimona used yesterday. She was talking to me about some shit. I don't remember what she said, but she was like so ostentatious. I was like, ooh, big girl, big words. All right, so let's talk about it. Ostentatious. What is it? What does it mean? Is an adjective that describes something like wealth, possessions, or behavior that is overly elaborate, showy, or designed to impress others. It is typically used in a disapproving way to imply a lack of taste or a boastful attempt to draw attention. Let's read that one more time for the people in the back. Ostentatious, an adjective that describes something like wealth, possessions, or behavior that is overly elaborate, showy, or designed to impress others. It is typically, not always, but typically used in a disapproving way to imply a lack of taste or a boastful attempt to draw attention. Key details and usage, connotation, it almost always carries a negative tone, suggesting that the display is gaudy, pretentious, or crass. Woo-hoo, in here. Context, it is frequently used to describe displays of wealth. Example, flashy cars, oversized mansions, or diamond-encrusted jewelry. Actions, and even conversational habits. Synonyms: flaunty, gaudy, flamboyant, pretentious, and showy. Antonyms: modest, low-key, understated, and unobtrusive. Examples in the sentence: he parked his ostentatious gold-plated sports car right in front of the modest coffee shop. The billionaire's wedding was an ostentatious display of wealth, featuring imported ice sculptures and miles of red carpet. She wore a massive diamond ring, making an ostentatious gesture every time she spoke so everyone would look at it. The word origin, it comes from the Latin word ostentare, which means to display. To display, to display, to display. All right, to display, to display, to display. Ostentatious. That is the word of the day. Let's go to our second segment. Today's second segment, as always, is our news of the day. Today's news is I want to talk about this full circle moment. All right. Saturday, Kimona and I went up to Garrison, New York for a hike. All right, we hadn't been hiking in a while. Talked like we need to go on another hike, right? For multiple reasons. Let's go on a hike, man. It was like when we said July 4th, right? And boom, where, right? So now this is where it gets crazy. So one, where we were going, so initially we had no idea where we was gonna go, right? Because as I always say, all is divine, and I don't believe in coincidences. So initially we wanted to have a car, right? Get a car, talk to some family, right? Use family car. We're supposed to go up there or go somewhere with a few other people, right? Some family. All right. That was the initial intention. Go with family car. Let's go somewhere and hike, have a great time. Now, if that would have happened, we more than likely would have went somewhere else. But all is divine. So we get no car, no others, just us. And so we take the train. The day before, we decided to go to Garrison, New York, right? She jumped on the phone with her sister, was talking through trails, talking through different places that she had gone before. And somebody said Garrison, right? So cool. Go to Garrison, I look it up. Yeah, Garrison. Garrison sounds cool. There's a couple of different trails over there. Not too far. Sounds good. Let's go to Garrison, right? So I know that town. I haven't been to Garrison in 14 years, damn near, right? 14 years, 2012, I believe, the last time I was in Garrison, New York. I've been past Garrison, all right, but I haven't stopped in Garrison. I've never gone hiking in Garrison, all right, but I was up there, and I was up there in 2011 and 2012 to learn from and study with the Buddhist monks. This organization was One World Academy organization based out of India. The monks, my man Ashwin and Ananda Giri and Ashwin traveling the world. Ananda Giri had been with presidents, man. World travel monks, right? They travel and teach, right? Travel and teach. And somehow, sister I used to work with had got, through some of her connections, had got invited, right, to go up there. They would come to America. This first time coming to this part of the country to teach and to spread their shit, right? And the sister, older sister, a little bit older than me, right? I was doing a lot of, peace work, a lot of quote unquote, at the time, it was anti-violence work. Now it's, to me, it's a lot of people are, taking heed as peace work, right? Because to focus on what you don't want actually brings you exactly what you say you don't want. So you got to focus on what you do want. All right. And so doing this piece work years ago, she wasn't on that same frequency. And so she got the invite and she was like, no, like we got to be outside on the streets. We don't got no time to be going to meditate and sitting in quiet and all of that shit. Right. And so she was going to pass it up. But I think she remembered I had talked about something about like learning to, like, I just started shifting my mindset, right, from anti-violence to peace within, and peace gotta start inside, and meditation, and I was just getting into that shit consciously, right? Just consciously becoming aware of that key piece, right? We talk about world peace, we got to start with inner peace. I was just becoming aware of that, just really getting in tune. And so she asked me, she was like, yo, these people invited me, I'm not going, like, but you mentioned something like, you want to go? And I was like, yeah, and then asked the crew, all of us who were working together, and one other who I knew went, one other sister who I knew went, another sister who she knew went, right? I didn't know the other sister. So three of us went up there, took the train, and we stayed for, I want to say a week, damn near a week, right? I think maybe 4 days, 5 days. But it was incredible. It was I remember going up there, and I remember just all the thoughts that were in my head, right? Again, crazy time in my life. Home from prison for a couple of years, all right, changed my life a couple of years, and things is rocky. I had just denounced money, right? I'm going on this fucking spiritual journey to find myself, to learn myself, and to grow, right? And so we get up there, and it's phenomenal, man. First time experience, and I think eating in silence, right? And actually, as I said that, the reason I said I think, because I think that when I was younger and there was some trouble in the house, we ate in silence, right? Nobody spoke to nobody. Everybody sat and ate, and that was even if we sat and ate together. A lot of times growing up, we didn't even eat together, right? But eating together, I think there were some times when people were in trouble. I was in trouble. My sister was in trouble. It was conflict, and motherfuckers didn't speak while eating. However, first time, large group of people eating, nobody's talking. If people are talking, like they gotta say excuse me or ask for something, it's very low. And I grasped it. The first day I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? I was gonna ask them. But then I understood like reverence for food, reverence for the process of eating. Commune with spirit, right? You are eating. A lot of energy went into that food. A lot of energy went into you being able to have that food, whatever it is, right? And yeah, that was super powerful, man. So my journey really took off since then, because once I went back to the city, my work changed, right? It didn't all change overnight, but the way I approached things, the way I thought about things started to change. A year later, when I went back in 2012, was actually in 2010 I got my first award. In 2010 I got my first award, I was gonna say, but in 2012 I got my first proclamation, right? Because I don't know why, but I just began to address the issues in our community through a completely different lens, from a completely different perspective, right? It's not y'all need to, we need to. And I realized my job was to help people find a way to help my brothers and my sisters go inside and become more aware of your thoughts, your actions, how it's all connected, your feelings, and all of that stuff. But yeah, it was a full circle moment, because not only were we in Garrison Institute, the trail that we were on, at some point we started seeing the signs, Garrison Institute that way. I'm like, wow, like, and I didn't know that. Even when I saw the signs, I thought maybe we would go, like the back way, or it would be far in the distance. But at one point we came up literally right on Garrison Institute, right where, like, there was a gazebo, and I never went to the gazebo, because again, when I was there the 2 times I was there, I didn't like leave the property. I didn't go hiking on the trails. I came out. There was benches and some stones right there, and I sat on, and the water, you could overlook the water, and I'm reflecting, and I wrote, and I went back inside, or I stayed right there. I didn't go venture. We saw this guy. He was, doing some stretching on the gazebo. Didn't think that it was like, there's no houses up here, right? So like, maybe he got shorts on. It's like, okay, I don't think he's hiking like us, but cool. Didn't put too much thought into it. And as we walk some more, I'm like, yo, I see some benches. I'm like, yeah, take some pictures right here. Tomorrow taking a picture. I stand on a bench, and then I look and I see the building, and I don't think it's still registered, right? And then at some point, it's like, whoa. This is fucking Garrison Institute. This is what I told you about. I was here. The same spot. And I looked, like, yo, that bench right there, I sat on. Right here. Oh, shit, I was here. And that was just a full circle moment, right? Because that was really the beginning of, like, that experience in 2011 jump-started my spiritual journey, right? It really, really, really put me on a path of self-discovery, on a path of awareness and heightened consciousness. And so to be there this past weekend, July 4th, right? Which kimono was full circle, full circle. And yeah, I feel real good. That's super dope. But let's move right along to our third segment of the day. Happy Move Your Body Monday. Word of the day, ostentatious. Said Fu Sankofa, what's going on, my brother? Make Monday monumental, yes sir. Third segment of the day is the tip of the day. As always, today's tip is to be aware and take advantage of the energy available to you right now. There's a lot of energy right now available to you again, and I'm so grateful that we took that trip. It worked out the way it did because, again, I don't believe in coincidence. I think every single thing is connected. Everything has to do with another thing. Nothing is independent of itself. Yeah, so be aware. Sirius portal, right? Sirius gateway is highly active through July 8th. Driven by the Sun-Sirius conjunction in the sensitive July 5th new moon in Cancer, which was yesterday, this period is recognized in spiritual circles as a powerful window for receiving psychic upgrades, setting intentions, and assessing heightened intuition. Astrologers and spiritual practitioners recommend utilizing the final days of this specific gateway leading up to and culminating on the 7/7 portal tomorrow to engage in deep, heart-centered practices. Here is how you can harness the energy during this window. Set your intentions. Capitalize on the remaining Cancer and Sirius energies to write down concrete emotional and spiritual goals for the remainder of the year. Journaling. Reflect on the themes of emotional clarity and hidden purpose. Consider writing about the version of yourself you are ready to awaken or step into. Meditation. Use the high-frequency light codes and ascension energies associated with Sirius to meditate on personal empowerment and releasing old self-limiting fears. This current July window serves as an early energetic setup for the wider cosmic shift that ultimately culminates in the annual Lionsgate portal on August 8th. Many have heard about 8/8, the 8/8 Lionsgate portal. All right. But yeah, the Sirius portal, I feel it. I feel the energy. Definitely feel sensitive. Definitely. Again, I don't think it's a coincidence that me being there, coming upon Garrison Institute, doing this hike this past weekend, right? All of the things that transpired these last few days, and the version that I am stepping into, the version of myself that I am creating, becoming, the version that I'm becoming, right? It's all about becoming. Yeah, powerful shit, man. So take advantage of the energy, right? Tap in, let some shit go, man. Embrace some new shit, right? Yeah, man. All right. Also, so meditation as well. Use the high frequency. Oh, I lit up. This current July window. No, so I wanted to go back over this part, right? Self-limiting fears. I have personally experienced some fear that has, what's the word? I experienced some fear that created other emotions, right? That then gave birth to certain actions that were detrimental to where I wanted to go in different capacities, right? And when I look at it, it was fucking self-limiting fears, a fear that limited my growth, that limited my expansion, that limited my relationships, right? That inhibited, fucking impacted my relationships because of self-limiting, can't even talk, self-limiting fears. So be mindful of that in your own life, right? Be mindful of those fears that come up for you that have a detrimental impact on the life that you want to create, right? Be very mindful. Let's go to our fourth and final segment of the day before we get out of here. Today's fourth segment, our build of the day. We're going to talk about dreams and the nature of ideas. And to do that, I want to bring up this IG post, right? Something from my, oh shit. Oh no, what the fuck? Oh, something from my stories. What? Oh, okay. That's why I was doing that. But I'm bringing something from my stories I want to read, right? Because this shit was dope. Hearing the story, reading the story. We talk about Michael Jackson and how he woke up at 3 a.m. with a dream and called his producer and said, "We got to make it happen now. Get the team, get the team together, all right? Because if we don't do this shit now, our deal gonna be gone." But he said some other shit. So let's read. Excuse me. Michael Jackson once called his producer at 3 a.m. and told him to wake everyone up and get to the studio immediately. What he said when they arrived is one of the most extraordinary things ever said about creativity and where ideas actually come from. It's the middle of the night. Michael Jackson wakes up with a melody arriving fully formed. He calls his producer immediately, tells him to wake the whole team and get to the studio now. When they arrive, he tells them, if we don't record this tonight, God will give it to Prince. If we don't record this shit tonight, God will give it to Prince. He was completely serious. He wasn't joking, and he wasn't being competitive in the conventional six. Jackson genuinely believed that musical ideas existed in a shared creative field. Multiple artists could receive the same download. The one most prepared and who moved the fastest would be the one who brought it through. In multiple documented interviews, he described his songwriting as reception rather than creation. Melodies arriving complete, lyrics presenting themselves, the experience of being a channel for something moving through him, not something he was manufacturing from scratch. This isn't a unique claim. Tesla, Mozart all described it. Paul McCartney woke from a dream with Yesterday fully formed. He spent weeks looking for whose song it was before accepting it was his. The same experience across completely different people, across completely different centuries. What this points to is something significant about the nature of ideas, desires, and opportunities. They may exist first as frequencies in a collective field, available to whoever is most aligned, most prepared, and most genuinely open to the transmission. This changes what manifestation actually requires. The desired outcome already exists as a frequency. Your job is not to create it from nothing. It is to become the person who is aligned enough to receive it before someone else does. Preparation and alignment are the same thing. Jackson's 3 a.m. urgency was the urgency of someone who understood that the field isn't exclusive. What's available to you is available to others. The person who acts from genuine alignment without hesitation is the one who brings it through. I started seeing this principle in everything, especially money. Opportunities arrive the same way melodies do, for whoever is most prepared to receive them. And that's for real, right? That is for real. The ideas are gonna come, the thoughts are gonna come, and like we are all connected through a cosmic intelligence, right? Through a cosmic field. All of us are interconnected, right? God is in all things. So the same idea you got, the same idea I got, the same idea somebody else got, which is how people have ideas that never act on it, and then later on they see somebody else put that idea into practice, whether it's a product, whether it's a service, whether it's whatever it is. You see that shit so many times. I've seen it, I've experienced it. Yo, I thought about that shit years ago, and now somebody's doing it. It's like, yeah. And what's crazy, I was about to say what could be a limitation, but there are no limitations with God. You just got to really follow through. God is abundant. The universe is abundant. The only limitations are those of the mind. So yeah, you get an idea for a product, for a service, to do something, and it costs money to do. You not having the money doesn't mean that you can't do it. It means that you got to find other ways, find people, right? Just start building, and you can generate the money, right? Like, and so reading that shit yesterday, because I pulled that from my story on IG. Reading that shit yesterday was like, yeah, I know that. Like, I know that to be true. I know that to be factual. I know that the ideas I got, some of the ideas I got right now, I'm seeing. I had an idea fucking 6 years ago. I'm seeing people put it into practice, partly, not fully, right? Not fully, but I'm watching people. I'm watching different companies develop with the idea that I had 6 years ago. Again, in part, and I'm like, wow. And so I still got my idea has advanced. I need to put this shit into practice. I need to get to work, right? And again, no time like the motherfucking present. We in the portal, right? Serious portal. Yeah. Tomorrow's a fucking crazy portal, right? Tomorrow's a funeral, beloved funeral. Childhood friend Shanae, who is more like family than a friend. One of my sister's dearest, closest, longest friends, right? I forgot what grade they met in, but they were young, because I'm looking at photos people post. I'm like, they were young, like they were children, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old type shit, right? Like children. 40 years, 30, 38, almost 40-year relationships, man. And Shanae made her transition, and tomorrow's gonna be the homegoing service, and it's on the portal, right? Again, what coincidence? It's no coincidence. And so I'm going to put together some words to share with my family and my friends tomorrow. All right. Give some strength, give some empowerment. But yo, that's our show for this Monday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I had to blow my nose, get my shit together. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Marson. You are tuned in to SR Daily episode 334. 334. No. Episode 664, week 134. 36 more episodes until the final milestone episode 700. Yo, man, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Take advantage of this energy, right? Be aware, be mindful of what's happening inside of you, what's happening to you, knowing that it's all happening for you. But you'll have a beautiful day. It's going to be a rainy week. Enjoy the rain, man. Dance in it if you could, right? If you ain't too scared, man, go out in the rain. Don't let the rain stop you from going outdoors, man, and getting some stuff done. But yo, man, I'll holler at you guys. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and of course, TikTok Live. Yeah, man. Peace and love. Peace and love. Remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up. The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Peace and love.